Hi students, this is the overview video I'm going to send y'all to help you with the week 11. So I have already released some of the resources here for you, and now this is, and I've updated it to have the assignment links. Had a little challenge getting the rubric to attach to the assignment link, but that has been resolved. So that's why I released the resources earlier. So thank you for being patient during that delay. But let's take a peek because I want to make sure that you understand what's here to help you as you work on your draft. We have some reposted resources, right? So I've already given you these, but I put them in again so you wouldn't have to go search around, you know, the other modules or folders. So this is an assignment guide. You don't need to look at this again if you have already used it, but it couldn't hurt to look at it again. I always recommend kind of looking back at your intro and thesis because I think for this type of essay, you want to make sure you get that part kind of, that's a good launching point. You know, when you're really starting to put your draft together, just feeling like, all right, I got my intro, I have my thesis statement, and make sure that you have those meeting the assignment expectations. So look at those, but I do have a new resources area here that takes you through, well, some new things, but I have given you reposted this example essay. So again, if you're like, hey, what do you want? What are you expecting for a rhetorical analysis essay? There's an example of one that is analyzing this text here. So those are linked for you. I do have a walkthrough presentation. This is Canva, and you just walk through. It takes you kind of what we're doing, what a rhetorical analysis is, what it's not, the process, what you need to think about for the, you know, your intro, body paragraphs, you know, including text support, citing the source, and all of those things. So this is pretty simple walkthrough just to kind of make sure you know what you need to do. I have provided you some resources for how to use primary text support. That just means whenever you're using text support in your analysis that comes from the reading you're analyzing. So you're not using research sources, other sources, but you know, it takes a little bit of practice to get your paraphrases or quotes or whatever you're using as text support integrated smoothly into your writing. So I have a handout here that I think is easy to use and read to help you. Also, I have included, use this as needed, but it is a breakdown. You can pop this out and look at it. It just kind of shows, hey, what does a paragraph look like when you break it down? And I kind of take it down 1, 2, 3 for just to show you all the pieces and how they fit together. So if that helps, you may use that. And then I have for citing, I created a little infographic for you, pretty straightforward. Sorry it's so large, I don't know why it has to populate in here so big. But anyways, so it's a couple of pages, and I give you the containers, right? We call them containers of what, think of it like a template, what you need to put where, and give you an example. So the thing to remember with the citation is you're not citing a web source. You're actually citing kind of a weird source because it's a handout that I've compiled for you in a Blackboard shell. So that's the reason I'm giving you guys the container, because that's a hard one to try to figure out. I had to figure it out and try to find out, how do I cite this? So this is just for you to get that experience of citing something, and so just use my guide here and my example for your source. Okay, so, and I put a couple other resources here just so you can have, know where to go for, when you need to source things. Cite things that are your sources you're using for other assignments, and these are some good resources here. Okay. All right, so now the other things I want to just touch on is to show you, you have your assignment links. Remember, for this week, we will be doing a rhetorical analysis, draft, and peer review in the same week. So there's only one link because we're coming back to the link twice. Okay, so that will be here. And then your self-eval is a Power of Process assignment, so you will need to upload it. The instructions will be there when you click it open. Just make sure you have your essay draft saved somewhere. You will, because you will be submitting it basically 2 different places. Okay, so also on the deadlines, remember the first draft and peer review always have firm deadlines that I can't give extensions on. I decided I could give one on this because it's a Power Process, so I did put one on here. So if you're finding like it's a lot in 1 week, you can use the extension for the self-evaluation. So again, that's the Power Process one. And don't forget that you do have a access to your tutor. Use it again. It takes less than 5 minutes to submit your draft and get human feedback, which is always good. And we'll talk more about feedback in the next week. And then the other thing I wanted to just point to is I do have some resources here that you need to review before you submit your draft and do the peer review. So we want to make sure we're all on the same page. I know some of you had issues submitting the draft correctly, so I made sure, hey, got to have your text in the text box. Don't attach on the first draft, those type of things. So you can see the due dates, have a couple check your knowledge questions, how to submit the draft on Connect. I made a silent little demo for you to show you what to click when you submit, when you're ready to submit. Check your knowledge on these, and then also how to submit your peer reviews. So if you get a blank one, don't don't leave it blank. Contact me, and then make sure you write something in the overall feedback area so we can make sure everybody gets access and gets feedback this time around. Okay, I hope that makes the process go a little smoother for y'all. But of course, if you have issues, if you have any concerns, you are always welcome to reach out. I'm happy to help you. All right, everyone, happy drafting.